So welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 20 News Show. Today we are wrapping up all the latest topics that occurred in the world of FIFA over the last 7 days. We talk about social media stuff and the important stuff regarding the game as well. Today we're going to be talking about title update number 11. This update is apparently bringing in some new kits, new teams and faces as well. So I'll talk about that later on in the video. And then we're going to be talking about new things added to the game and some Copa Libertadores licensing updates as well. So it's going to be an interesting episode. I hope you do enjoy it. If you do, please leave a thumbs up for me. And if you are new around here and you want to know all the latest FIFA 20 news and updates, we do this show every week. So if you don't want to miss anything, hit the subscribe. Looks like we have a date confirmed for the Copa Libertadores DLC update. Now this is one of the big DLC updates coming to FIFA 20 in March. And for some time we didn't really know what exact day it was coming, but there is a disclaimer in one of the web pages where you go to sign up for the Libertadores that tells you exactly when the update is coming. So on the website it says the CONMEBOL Libertadores content is available for download March 3rd, 2020. Requires FIFA 20 on the PS4, Xbox One or PC. So I'm not sure if the Switch is going to be getting it, but the three main platforms are getting it on the 3rd of March. Later on, I'm going to be talking about some licensing news for this DLC, so make sure you stay tuned. So there's been a new ball added into FIFA 20 through title update number 10, and last week I spoke about how there's a new French League ball. That one was like the non-winter version, but they also added in the winter version of that ball as well. So these are recently updated balls for the French League 2020, and I've got to thank Lucas for putting out the tweet saying that it was in the game. So it is indeed in the game, and it's like an orange and yellow color. It's the winter version of the non-winter ball. So this week they also confirmed that there's going to be an E-League Serie A. So this is basically like the E-Premier League or something like that. It is related to the global series, so you can qualify for that through, playing these E-League Serie A stuff. Now, I don't know about you, but this esports stuff doesn't really excite me as much as I think it should, because it seems like they hype all this stuff up, but I just don't get excited about it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just not meant for me, but the Serie A put out a few tweets about like the logo, the new patch for it and stuff. It just says E-Serie A, and it's sponsored by Tim. And then there's also some other tweets here that says secure a place among the greats of the E-Serie A. The tournament has arrived, FIFA 20. Now some say PES is also going to have E-Serie A. I haven't seen anything to confirm that one, but they are definitely going to be playing a FIFA 20 tournament. An important thing, it also says that you have to reside in Italy. So you have to live in Italy to be able to participate. This is not for everyone around the world. So we have another update to this Copa Libertadores license situation. As you all know by now, this is a bit of a mess because no one knows exactly what's happening with licensed teams and all that kind of stuff. So far, the rumor is that we're going to get some new licensed teams, but this week there was a story about the Brazilian teams not being licensed in FIFA 20's Copa Libertadores DLC update because of PES actually having the Brazilian League license in their game. Now, this was according to Duantes P Football, which is a verified Twitter account, and he basically put out that the Brazilian teams are not on the Libertadores in FIFA 20. The story is due to the confusion between Konami's exclusive teams, and that will be in EA's game. A letter in December 2019 confirms the start of a tough discussion. So there was a few photos linked, which was basically the discussion that they had. Like, it's sort of a letter, but it's hard to understand because it's in a different language. So I translated the second page, which has a bit of info about it, so you can get an idea, but I don't really know what's going on as well at the same time. It just says recently it was published on the EA Sports website that Libertadores and Sul-Americana, and consequently the brands and the image of the athletes of the signatory clubs, will become part of the FIFA 20 game from March 2020. It turns out that the signatory clubs have agreements signed prior to the receipt of the notice, through which they exclusively license the commercial exploitation rights of their brands and the image of their athletes in video games produced by a competing company of EA Sports, so they are referring to Konami. Said commercial agreements have innumerable properties to be explored from part to part, counting also with substantial fines in case of breach of contract. The imminent irreparable material damage being uncontroversial, as well as relevant legal insecurity hanging over the clubs. Thus, the signatory clubs cannot be harmed based on the obligations contained in the technical manual, which, in an obscure and summary way, had to accept them before even knowing them, repeat under penalty of being unable to participate in the Libertadores 2019 and Sul-Americana 2019 competitions for which they qualified on the field. So basically, when you qualify for these competitions, they have their own handbook and stuff, and from what I understand, that handbook is telling them that they need to be licensed in FIFA as well. But these clubs from Brazil signed an agreement with Konami that makes them exclusive to Konami's game. So there's a conflict already in terms of the licensing war here. Unfortunately, that's all I can basically get out of it at the moment. It's a bit hard to understand because it's not really the full picture. It's just basically one page out of possibly a long discussion. But on the EA website, it does say that you're going to be able to play with Flamengo and stuff, which are currently Brazilian clubs licensed in PES. It mentions Corinthians as well as another Brazilian club. There are clubs in there that are on the paragraph on the website, but the problem is that website was probably written months ago now, so we don't know if they're going to update it with new stuff because of this situation here, but no one knows. I guess we'll find out really soon because it's coming out in March. Now, FIFA All-Stars replied to that tweet and said, "Are you prepared to play a Libertadores without Brazilian teams?" Which would mean, the DLC would be a waste of time because there's no Brazilian clubs a part of it. So he's making a good point. And then he goes, "What is known so far is that the Brazilian teams are in the database. The players are still missing. To wait for more news, but this paints a Brazilian novel that delays the Libertadores matches." I'm not sure what that part means, but Lucas Bazzatti also put out a thing that said, "I researched this image. This is a print of JSON from the app FIFA 20 Companion. The complete file is quite extensive and is encrypted. After decrypting, I could see that the teams Flamengo, Palmeiras, Corinthians, Vasco, Sao Paulo are listed in the same file." So I'm guessing he means it's in the game codes or something, but like I said earlier, no one knows what is going on at the moment, man. These licensing wars are confusing, but we'll see. It's only a few more weeks. Maybe there'll be an update and maybe there won't be these Brazilian clubs in the game. Who knows? So there was a new title update announced for this week. It's currently out on the PC. It doesn't look like too big of an update, but I will be going through what's new in a video this week, probably tomorrow. But for now, apparently there is just a few little career mode fixes. There's no gameplay fixes. And there's also some new faces added into the game. Now, there's two things that are supposed to be in this update, and the first one was the Pumas faces, or the Pumas faces, and these are from Mexico, and it says in this tweet that the faces from Pumas is coming on February the 12th, so that is going to be that update. And then we have another thing that's coming in this update that says MLS kits are going to be in the game now, and apparently Inter Miami and another club as well, Nashville, I think it is. So as you can see, there's a tweet by the MLS, and it says the iconic 90s inspired MLS Adidas soccer kits will be available in FIFA 20 starting February the 12th. So they've got the 25th anniversary kits. This is celebrating their 25th season, and they've also got new teams in the game apparently as well, because in the trailer they've got Inter Miami and Nashville as well. So it's interesting because they're not in the game at the moment, but they're going to be coming in now with this update on February the 12th. So if you were paying close attention, you could see the evidence. This is a player from the new Nashville club in the MLS. This was him in the trailer. And also Inter Miami was there as well. It's a bit blurry, but you can see the logo and you can see Miami there as well. So those are the two new things confirmed for this update. So it's looking like a pretty decent update. Next up, it's time for some FUT updates. And as part of the Future Stars promo, they released a new Daniel James objective thing. And basically you can get this 86 rated card, but of course there's a few other cards that you need to do before you get there, and these are going to be found in the objective. So we've got a 75 rated card, an 80 rated card, and then an 82 rated card as well. And then if you complete everything, you get the 86 rated James. Now once you unlock everything, you can put them in an SBC for a rare players pack, which is untradeable. Not sure why you would want to do it, but maybe there is a benefit or something. But yeah, that's basically what you do. You put all the cards that you unlock in the objectives in here. A new team of the week is out in packs, and it features an 89 Lloris, 87 Sancho, 88 Di Maria, Firmino 88, Lukaku 88, Immobile 90, and a few other players as well. Team 2 of the Future Stars got released. It features a 92 Haaland, 92 Martinez, Palacios, Hudson-Odoi, Valverde, and a few other guys there as well. I think they're in packs. In terms of SBCs, they added a few in this week. They added in the Player of the Month Aguero card, 92 rated. This one is currently going for about 753,000 coins if you were to do it from scratch. It's got 91% downvotes. Next one is Nicolo Barella. This one is worth 194,000 coins on the PlayStation. It's got 16% thumbs up. Kieran Tierney also got added in as well, and he's got a value of 245k. This one got 51% thumbs up. And then we have a Player Moments Upamecano as well. This one's going for 200k, 79% downvotes as well. And in the objectives, they added in an Osimhen card, and you can also get different versions of the card, different ratings, but you guys know how it works by now. They've had a few of these already. In one of the more crazier news stories this week, Ninja, the guy who is one of the famous streamers around the world, says that he could be a FIFA pro. Now, this guy usually plays Fortnite. I don't really know what he plays. I never watched him, to be honest. Only that time when he streamed with Drake. That was the only time I checked in. But the Major League Soccer EMLS Twitter account put up, "Do you think Ninja has what it takes to compete in EA Sports FIFA against EMLS players?" Now, this all comes because he was doing some promo with a kid or something, and then obviously they did like an interview, and he got asked a question on if he could compete in the FIFA 20 MLS series, and he goes, "Give me like a week in that game and I'd be good." And I do have to agree with him because, he's got the money. He can pump in like $100,000 in the first week, get himself a nice God squad, nice players, coins, whatever you want. He's got it with that kind of cash, and he can instantly have a God squad, which is better than 80% of the people playing the game already. And then, just give him a couple more days to practice, 9 to 5 or even 12 hours a day, and it's just all about memorizing which exploits you should use, and you probably would have a decent player in Ninja if you gave him a week. So another week brings in another EA mistake, and this week is a pretty bad one. They were basically telling people that they had a De Jong reward, and then they took it off them, and this is what happened. So they had their viewership rewards thing going for their esports tournament that happened over the weekend, and some people won a De Jong. As you can see with this tweet, it goes, "I got a message that I won De Jong for watching FIFA 20's esports, but I don't have him in my club. Relogged in like 5 times and nothing happens. What's up?" And in the message you can see it says, "Hey FIFA fan, congratulations, you've earned an untradeable Team of the Year Frankie De Jong item in Foot 20 by watching the E-Club World Cup live on Twitch. Enjoy your reward." And in fact, you can't enjoy the reward because you took it off him. "And keep viewing EA Sports FIFA events for more chances to win." So that's basically the message. He's not the only one. A lot of other people got it as well. So everyone is thinking that they got a Frankie De Jong, which is a good card Team of the Year version as well. In fact, though, they came out later and said, "Hey all, there was an issue where the in-game message for the Frankie De Jong item drop for watching the E-Club World Cup went to players that should not have received it. The proper players have been granted the item. Apologies for the confusion." So they've basically stuffed up a lot of people here. And this sums it up. It goes, "This last mistake, in my opinion, is probably one of, if not the worst one made by EA. Not just a visual glitch or a misspelling of a name, but EA legitimately telling you that you won something, then says, 'Nope, sorry you didn't. Apologies for the confusion.'" That's how bad it sounds. Like, it is pretty bad, And some people even sold some players to prepare for Frankie De Jong as well, and then they didn't even end up getting him because it was a mistake. So this is probably the craziest story, and it was reported by the Daily Mirror that an angry mum demands Xbox refund after hackers bought 36,000 FIFA gaming points. And there's also a photo attached of the kid and the mother right there. Now, a lot of people are saying that it's the kid that is lying and he's blaming these random hackers that don't exist just so he can't tell his mum that he spent her money on the credit card. But apparently, the hackers got into their Xbox account, used their credit card details, and bought FIFA points for themselves or something on another account. I don't really know what's going on, but a lot of people are blaming the kid and reckon that he's lying. What do you think? And in terms of squad updates, we had one on the 7th of February. That fixes up a lot of the transfers that were missing. So players like Bruno Fernandes, Igalo are at Manchester United now. Emre Can at Dortmund, and a few other ones as well. I made a video or 2 videos about it a few days ago, so make sure you go and check it out to get all the latest info on that. PSG's Twitter account also put out a clear photo of the Jordan and PSG kit collaboration. This one is not in the game at the moment, but it should be coming out soon. I'm not sure when, if it's going to be in the next update or not, but that is a nice high-res image for you of the new kit. So that's all for this week's news. Make sure you check out this FIFA 20 video. Hit the card in the middle. It'll take you right there, and I'll see you next time.